standing ovation. There's our standing ovation. You were just sitting for 2 hours. Don't you want to stretch, at least? Feels empty. Oh, we need a 7-minute standing ovation. Isn't that what you're supposed to get, a 7-minute standing ovation? After a classic? What a beautiful theater. There are people up there, too.
Yeah, there's a balcony up there.
Hi, Bella.
Hello.
Gang. Thank you.
So, this, to me, when I watch it, feels like a sequel to The Tribe, right? Not only just because of, in terms of the events, but because it's the second time now that we've seen Tim and Gregg shown from outside point of view, right? Gregg's, no one, you guys aren't controlling the narrative. You're not able to frame the story in any way. And to me, it came across as kind of the saddest, and the bleakest we've ever seen these guys.
Which is really saying something.
Which is really saying something. And it was, to me, almost...
You have a mic.
I know, but...
You're a good projector, though.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, to me, yeah, so that's I felt it was very bleak, and it was the first time in, I think, all of On Cinema that I almost empathized with these characters. Like,
Yeah.
I felt bad, especially some of the shots of Gregg, right, where the crew is just like abandoning him, or he's like desperately trying to get on camera. They were like, they were almost unsettling. They were just, it was almost disturbing to me. I just felt so bad. And
But only almost.
Can you share, get your question,
I'm
but...
just wondering what you feel about it.
Well, I just want to ask Gregg if he's comfortable sharing. You were telling us when you walked back to sit down, what you were thinking in that moment.
Well, I was laughing.
Yeah.
I was sat in that thing. I was glad that no sound was really necessary for that scene. I was just trying not to have my shoulders shake from laughter, because I pictured it as, this is going to be so depressing. Sad walk. Yeah, walk of shame.
So looking online earlier, it looked like, from my count, this was debuting tonight in at least, I think, 130 theaters. Huge release. Huge release, lots of sold out shows.
That'll be gone.
How does it feel to take something you made like that and put it out to that many people at once? Everyone's, these people are on the theater right now, sitting there watching. Is it?
We're starting to feel better because people. I don't think did anyone walk out? I mean, maybe a few.
They did. A2.
It's actually really scary and stressful and exhausting.
Yeah.
Because the stakes are kind of low. I mean, we didn't intend this to be a movie. It was an accident.
It doesn't count.
Yeah. It's a fun thing that we were able to do, and we didn't bankrupt anybody on it. Everybody, But, every time we kind of poke our heads out into the mainstream, you do get this wave of the mainstream swatting you down. Like, there's nothing funny about this.
Right.
Go away.
Right.
But there is a community of people that think it's funny or interesting or fun or entertaining or something.
Beyond cinema community.
Yeah, and I think, it doesn't have to just be about On Cinema. It's just people that like something a little weird or a little dark or specific. So there's a place for us.
Right, I agree.
I hope.
Now, I know that you guys have said before that you're ready for, because of the type of comedy, the type of content you make, you're ready for mixed reviews when you put something out like this, because there's just especially with something with this much lore involved, there's gonna be a lot of people who just don't get it. They don't know On Cinema. They haven't put in the time. They're fake buffs, right? They're not real film buffs.
You're so good at this, by the way. I don't know if you know Justin at all. He's been like this super fan who's made the On Cinema timeline. Like a fan show called Unhappy Family. And he's just a fan that's really, like a lot of the On Cinema fans, really funny and smart and talented.
Thank you,
and
I appreciate it.
you handle yourself well.
Thank you.
And inspiring. The fans inspire us with the stuff that they say and do.
Right. So that's another thing I want to ask about too. I mean, how does it feel to have a community like that? I think they're the craziest fans in the world, in good and bad ways. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just nuts. These people are
Yeah.
crazy, but they're so devoted.
We
they're so
could be worse, we
deep.
could be juggalos. And
Right. I mean, how does it feel to have, to have inspired that or have created that?
Great, because that's, when you do this sort of stuff, you're not expecting you're gonna get everybody, but you'd be sad if you got nobody.
Right.
You're trying to reach the people that you want to reach,
Right.
and when you feel that you have, it's really exciting.
Well, Magnolia, who put this movie out, who've been such supporters of us over the years, and they put out $1 Billion Movie, and they put out entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were saying last night, they're like, if you get a bad review, and you're just a filmmaker making a movie of this size, you're kind of fucked, but we have you guys, this army, this friendly army, but think about it, most filmmakers and most people putting a movie out just don't have, they have no support, and so we feel grateful to have that.
Yeah. Do you think that part of the reaction that you get from some critics could be that you spent 8 years shitting on film critics?
Yeah, I think
I
that's a lot.
predicted that. I was like, there's gonna be some payback time for this.
I've had some critics, we both have talked to a few critics off the record who are just like, this is a very stupid profession we have here. It's stupid what we're doing. It's getting worse. And apparently, according to you, somebody stopped, after watching On Cinema enough, they stopped doing it.
A critic I met the other night at our screening in LA who had reviewed over 1,500 movies for a very well-known newspaper said that after watching On Cinema, he stopped. Decided he wanted to go on to other types of writing. That's what he does now.
Why don't we throw to some audience questions? Do we have questions? Hey, right over there.
First of all, I want to say 5 bags of popcorn.
How many
Do
cups
you
of soda?
want to add anything in, like a little
3.5.
American flag pin or something?
One rat.
I was the discussion of creating the film. At what point there was the idea of inserting yourselves into the real world versus the on cinema universe, because we see there are chunks of the film where you're talking to people who clearly didn't want to sign releases and their faces are blurred out, but then there's people who maybe are more in on it than is shown. I was curious what those discussions kind of were like.
There were sort of two reasons. It's multifaceted. The main one was that budgetary. We didn't have money to hire extras to play townspeople, and so the best actors to play townspeople are actual people that live in the town. So the second factor is that Tim and Gregg are so committed to these characters and know them so well and can really inhabit them that we did think it would be fun to just send them out and improvise with real people, and there's no cracks in their performance at all. It's like a real character out there. So that was fun for us to do, but mostly it was just cheaper to do that.
I know, in listening to a lot of the interviews in the lead up here, it seems like a lot of the stuff you guys are doing, whether it's the Oscar specials, this movie, the show, you're always trying to make the magic happen, but you're always kind of up against, as anyone is, budgetary, financial and time constraints. Is there anything you would love to do if those restraints just did not exist? What would you do?
Fuck yes.
Yeah. What would you
Not do
to
any
help
other
the
jobs,
community? Yeah.
not take any other work,
Right.
only do this. But
More seasons of Decker would be nice.
Right. Hell
yeah, we're just getting warmed up. But yeah, there could be some padding to what what we do to make it just not so. It's not stressful to do it, but it is for our producer,
Right,
and for Eric, and for no one's getting. We don't get really paid to do it very well,
It's a labor of love.
It's a labor of love, but
I do think budgetary restrictions, though, do lead to good things happening.
For
And
sure.
so that might actually be worrisome. Like if we had been given a real budget to make an on-cinema movie and spent months on it, I don't know, it would be better than this that we spent 3 days on. I don't know.
yeah, one good example of that in this movie is, an original idea it was going to be there was a real debate, there was a real town hall with a lot of people, and it was like a more official campaign event. and it was just not possible with the budget. So we said, well, what would it be like if it was just in the conference room and 5 people showed up and the candidates didn't show up? And that's ultimately for us, a much funnier idea, and it rolls out funnier, and more but better.
And I was thinking, I think that's my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I was crying the first time I watched it.
It doesn't stop.
With Gregg just won't shut the fuck up. Keeps jumping in.
Can you imagine being one of those people sitting in that? This guy is clearly not capable of being any elected office.
So we'll take another question. Right here in the middle.
Just to say, that movie cooks, man. Good stuff.
Thank you.
But all you guys. Also, kind of piggybacking on everything, is it weird to, like, you're going on a run of being those characters? Are you able just to, like, pop back out? Or do you, like, go back to your hotel rooms and you're like, man, that kind of took it out of me? Like, I feel kind of like those characters
Or
after, you know, yeah. Also, second part.
No.
What's the, well, yeah, anyways, that's the thing.
What's the second part?
I was gonna ask Gregg, what's a good Halloween movie?
Watch how quickly
I've never
it turns
seen a
on.
movie.
I was gonna say, watch how quickly you turn it on and turn it off. Halloween, he would say.
Yeah, I guess it's an
Yeah,
exhaust.
not today.
Right here.
Hi, I want to say 5 eggs and a can of Bud Light.
That's good.
Was there anything that you tried or wanted to try, or anything you had to cut at the end that you really wanted to end, or that you were like, oh, I really like this point if it didn't happen?
There was just more stuff between Tim and Tony that was somewhat repetitive, that maybe would have annoyed
There's a great
some
scene we
people,
cut.
but I like.
I was fine
I
cutting
could have
It
watched
was-
5
yeah.
hours of these two.
Eric felt it was mediocre. I liked the scene. I'll just describe it quickly. It was Tony was it's a very simple comedy thing where she was on the phone and trying to get media availabilities, and she was like, they were saying you have to call this other person, and she's like, what's the number? And she starts looking for a pen and she can't find a pen, and she's like, can you call me back and leave it on my machine? And he's like, no. And she's like, well, hold on, get it. And she spends like 3 minutes looking for a pen. And she's looking in all and it's that shitty hotel, so there's always empty drawers. And she's just going everywhere. She can't find the pen. Finally, she goes into where I am, and I throw her a pen. And she can't find paper then. And then she's like, hello, and he had hung up. So.
If that sounds appealing to you, it'll be on the DVD.
Yeah.
By the way, how good was Tony Newman?
Yeah. That's Terry Punk. Yeah, Terry Punk.
Very
Yeah.
popular, but Tony Newman is
Yeah,
the
the character.
character.
Yeah, we got very lucky with.
She was so good. I was telling Tim, I thought that she feels like the perfect kind of accomplice to Tim, enabler. I thought she was great.
And a personality type we haven't really seen in the on-cinema world.
Kind of
you know?
like spastic.
Yeah.
A little like
Yeah, and a little bit like a relationship I have with my mom, which is also it's like a mom lover thing.
That old archetype.
Yeah.
do you find it difficult when you're casting actors, you know, that they just have to, on cinema is such a quirky thing, it's such an odd thing, is it hard to find people who really mesh? Because she just fit into the whole on cinema thing perfectly.
I think everybody learns a little bit pretty quickly. Like Joe used to have a lot of ideas.
We love Joe.
We love Joe.
We think it's the best.
I was thinking I could come in with, like a whatever, a moose helmet on or something.
Like a big funny walk.
Yeah. We're like, no,
Just an idea.
And it's just great if you just come in as is, and
Okay, let's try it straight, Joe.
Let's try it straight. But it's all in good, it's all in good fun. But yeah, it's sort of telling these people or convincing them that they're in a safe place. They don't need to do very much. We're going to help them, and just have to be yourself, because we're not trying to do anything too big or broad or crazy.
Yeah, there's a bit of a calibration period, like you said, and then the ones who are really good are like, that's the on-cinema cast.
Yeah.
People keep coming
Like
back.
nobody's better
People
in
that
my
haven't
mind
come
than
back.
Manuel.
love Manuel.
Manuel, he's not used a lot, but he's so genuine and the look is so great,
Yeah.
and it's really who he is. But he's also a great guy that I love, and we like tour together, and he's like such a good person.
He's your brother, right?
He's my brother.
I'm amazed at how big of a role they've taken on in On Cinema, and how many big On Cinema, milestones they've been part of now. The trial.
Because they're good. Yeah, I mean, those guys were. Axia was brought in.
Yeah.
Not even to speak, just to
Right.
kind of sit there.
It was cast based on book.
And he was so good that we're like, we got to do more with him.
But we found out fairly recent, or after we started working with him, that he's from Italy, but he was doing comedy in Italy as like he had his own show or something.
He also had a
Doing
glam rock
videos,
band,
yeah.
too.
What?
He also had a glam rock band.
Yeah,
too.
glam rock band, but they totally love it and get it,
And
and
they really are like best friends, because I've
They really
followed
are.
them online.
Yeah.
They're like
they're inseparable.
Yeah.
They bicker
Well-
a lot.
They do bicker
There's
a
a
lot.
lot of weird bickering
Yeah.
that they try to keep from us, but we can overhear it.
When we brought in Axia, we asked him if he had any friends because we were starting to cast for Dakar for the rest of the band.
Somebody.
Yeah, like,
Do
do
you have
you
friends?
have any friends that would have a
Like
similar
yourself.
vibe and look? And he brought in the entire Dakar band, including Manuel.
We've got a question in the back there.
Hi. How did you actually find Axiom and Manuel? Because they have, they're
We
touring.
just answered that. We literally.
Well, we found Axia through a casting site.
Yeah, literally,
He submitted a
a
headshot.
headshot.
And the headshot really, it was basically him and a bunch of other people that didn't look like him. And it was clear that that was the look that we wanted.
Yeah.
And
And his
then
name was Axia, which was intriguing.
there was no last name on this headshot. Just Axia.
Now, you've been doing some. I know you did some live shows recently, and Dakar has been playing. So, how did Axiom get his hand back again?
He does
Yeah.
have his back. He wears like a glove.
Okay.
He has a prosthetic hand under that
He's a
glove.
claw.
Yeah.
He doesn't play guitar anymore.
Yeah, he plays the
He
tambourine.
plays the tambourine.
What is that? What a
But,
sacrifice.
has anyone seen the live show? We actually, he's got an incredible voice. He's like a total knockout singer, and he does the last verse of Empty Bottle with, and like everyone's like, oh shit. Legit.
Yeah, they're both, Axia's a great singer, Manuel's a great guitar player too.
Ready?
Was there any actual backlash from the actual DA's office or anyone
I wish. They were hoping for some publicity.
To be fair, we haven't been back to San Bernardino since we shot it, so who knows?
I'm just curious if they went to see it, because if I had a job like that, working in something like that, and heard there was a movie,
With an
About
extremely
my
unflattering
position.
portrayal of you fictitiously.
Yeah, we haven't heard a word. I mean, there are a couple of moments shooting in San Bernardino, which is kind of a dodgy city, where we had our cameras out, and we're only 5 of us, and, we're filming, and we could sense some people are you shooting? Are you filming me? Oh no, we're out of here. It was a little, some people in that community that don't want to be filmed. That's all I'll say.
You had mentioned that this originally wasn't going to be a movie and it kind of became an accident. So I'm just wondering how that happened and maybe what the original idea of the content was.
The content was going to be the same, but it was just going to be 45 minutes, 30 minutes. That's all we had kind of promised when we got the budget. 'Cause we looked at the budget, we said we can't. We originally wanted to do a movie, and then we cut it down to 30 minutes. And then by the grace of these two guys just giving us a lot of great scenes and great moments, we were able to, make a 90-minute piece out of
And
it.
Terry too, I really think when we cast her, we didn't know for sure how good it would be, and we kind of thought, well, if it's bad, we'll just cut around that and not use that character as much. She was so good, I really feel like that was one of the reasons we were able to expand it into a movie.
When you guys first started on cinema, did you ever envision this whole universe to blow up like this?
No.
Although, if you remember, a long time ago, we wrote the first third of an On Cinema movie. Remember that? It was I think it was before Decker. Maybe it was right as Decker was coming out, but there was this idiotic idea about like solving crimes through movie clues. Through like, we'll have to find it. I think we just kind of stopped working on it, but
Forgot
remember
about that.
that?
I'm gonna dig that up and see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's before Decker, but it was like my Tim Heidecker character was gonna make a movie who was gonna be kind of a Decker-ish person, a cop trying to solve this murder, and he goes to his friend who's a movie buff, and all these stupid clues, like singing in the rain. And, we cracked at it a little bit, but we stopped.
If you're sitting in this theater, you have now just signed an NDA.
Yeah.
I think we take one more before we wrap up. Come on, here we go.
I really like the detail of how Tony like always had to have a glass of red wine. Was there more to that you maybe cut, or did you just like leave that there?
I mean, it was just a character trait. It was a thing that we wanted to see throughout the movie, that there was things that recurred, there was repetition, and you wanted to, it did its purpose if the audience chuckled that, and you said that, you know, it was just sort of like, yeah, she's having wine, she's having tall glasses of wine all through the day, and I'm drinking beer all day. And like,
You had said something to me, remember? You'd said something to me just beforehand about how your mother had said this line to you about, what's wrong with a glass of wine? You know?
Yeah. You know, she'll always be like, I'll have a glass. I'll have a glass, you know, at lunch. But she'll always be, are you having a glass? No, I'm not having wine right now. I'm just gonna have water or something. Okay, well, I might have one.
I think that was the impetus for it.
Yeah, it was probably that.
All right, well, we got to wrap up.
Thanks for coming out early, you know? You're following me as a candidate for district attorney in the San Bernardino area, as you already know, because you saw the movie. Excuse me. I want to welcome my guest, who had nothing to do with the movie, Gregg Turkington.
Hey guys, I didn't make the movie, but I certainly am featured pretty heavily in it.
Let me ask you a question. Have you seen the film yet?
I haven't seen it, but Josh and I spent about 5 hours, really interesting conversation about the golden days of Hollywood, George Burns and Gracie Allen, and some of the.
I'm going to interrupt you there because I haven't seen the film either.
Oh, also,
Excuse me.
Tim, I brought you this present. This is pretty cool.
Okay. I hope everyone enjoyed it because I think it's an interesting subject, an important subject.
The VFA is a very interesting
But I've
subject.
talked to the director while we were shooting it. He was following me around. He was in my life for weeks and weeks, and we had a really great relationship. And we talked about you, and he wanted to know a little bit more about my life, people inside and outside my life, and he asked about you. I said, don't bother, because it's going to be a waste of your time. And I guess he did meet. I guess he did meet with you. I don't know. You said he did. I guess he shot an interview with you. I don't think. My guess is when you see this movie, my guess is when you see this movie, you're not going to see a frame of you in this movie because the movie is called Mr. America. It's not called a guy who has an addiction to VCR movies.
Well, that's a terrible title for a movie, and Mr. America is more about sort of the whole world of film, and sort of about...
Even if you look at the log line of the movie, it says it follows a candidate running for district attorney of San Bernardino. It doesn't say a word about you or the
because they don't want to
VFA or
put
VCR
spoilers.
movies.
You don't put spoilers in the log line.
Okay.
You put something to get people interested, and then when they get in, then they find out where this is all going.
You haven't seen the movie, and I asked you why
you
you
told
haven't
me
seen
you
it.
had no
I asked
chance
you
of
why you
winning,
haven't
and
seen
that
the
it
movie.
wasn't
I asked you
fun
right
being
now.
around you.
Josh has asked me not to see it.
I mean, I don't need to see it. From what I understand, from what he told me and his camera guy told me, was that most of it was going to be sort of a tour of the Victorville Film Archive, which I run, which I maintain.
All right, well,
and we looked through a lot of movies,
so
and I gave him my candid comments on different movies from all eras. We talked about stuff from the 1990s all the way back to the 1920s.
His crew, Josh and his crew went to the VFA. Is that what you're claiming here right now?
I mean, they practically moved in. They shot so much stuff in the VFA, outside the VFA. I was doing a
folks,
screening for,
you know
I was
the
doing a
expert-
Buffs screening.
You know, this is stupid. This
I was
is
doing
silly.
a Buff
You know,
screening and
this
he
is
interviewed
let
some
me
of my
just cut
film
right
buff
now because
associates about what we did at the BFA and about our film
you folks
restoration and
watching right
archival.
now, stop. You folks right now are the experts because you've seen the movie. So let us know on Twitter, let us know online, visit our websites and everything, and let us know what you thought of the movie. You have to silence your phone. Fuck. Is it bad? Is it unusable? I mean, huh? A little bit's fine. Let's not stop for a little bit. I think the movie's, I assume that the movie's done, a tremendous job of shining a light on the corruption and the dirty politics that folks like D.A. Rossetti, who won, played in my defeat, and the rigging of the polls and the manipulation of the media.
No
and
studio would finance that. That's not an interesting movie.
Well, that's what this movie gets into, and
Well,
I
that
cannot
kind of
wait to
thing's been
see it.
done a million times.
I'm confident that it shows me in the best possible light, and that it shows that my victory was
The best
robbed
possible
by-
light for you is not a good light. This is more of sort of a documentary, I believe, on a film archive and how it's changing the world and changing how people see movies.
Why did they call it Why did they call it VFA the movie or something?
Watch the movie and find out. Mr. America sounds to me like an action hero or some sort of hero.
Which it is, because
well,
it's the story
I
of a
think
man
that
who's-
an archivist is a modern hero because somebody has to preserve our heritage as far as film goes. And I've taken on that role with some of my associates like Mark.
Right.
And I believe that the work that we're doing in the Victorville Film Archive is of great interest. Anyone who's seeing this little thing right now is in a movie theater.
And
so
they've
they're
just
already
seen
a
the movie and
buff.
they know that you are now a proven liar. So we've gotten through that. Now, we can look at it empirically and say that you're lying right now about your involvement in the film. So, shame on you. I want you to make this pledge to me. You come back here, when we talk about this movie, when you've seen it, I want you to promise me that you'll make a full apology to the audience and to everybody watching in the theater right now and the people at home. I want you to make that promise for me right now. There's going to be big problems.
Apologize for what?
For lying to the audience about what you think you know
I'm
and
just
what you don't
saying
know.
what Josh told me
All right,
when he was
well,
shooting, that he's like, this is all
I
good
was
stuff.
hoping to have
This is good
I was hoping to have an
footage.
actually intelligent conversation with you about the movie and about your
about
experience.
movies. I've never
And
had
you
an
refused to
I've
do
never
that,
had
so
an
we're gonna end the
intelligent
interview now.
conversation
We're gonna end the interview
with you
now.
about
Shame
movies,
on
'cause
you.
you don't know anything
I
about
apologize.
movies.
Shame
You don't
on
know
you.
anything about movies.
You're a bad guy.
You
and
never know
lied,
anything.
lied,
You don't-
lied,
you've never
lied,
even
lied,
seen
lied about the
Casablanca.
movie.
Have you seen Casablanca?
Of course, I've seen Casablanca.
All right,
more than anyone.
who's the
And-
female lead?
That's not something people
If you
need to.
stare at her for 2 hours, I think you would know her
Catherine
name.
Hepburn.
No,
Thank you, ladies and
it's
gentlemen.
wrong.
It is
That's
Catherine
the
Hepburn.
African queen.
All right, well, that was a well-made
That's On
film
Golden
as well.
Pond.
That's the same kind of movie.
No,
Thank you.
African queen is color.
Okay, let's take a moment of silent prayer at the end of our show today. If you don't believe in Christianity, or wherever you are, you can just shut up and be quiet.